Welcome to next video lesson. Subject of engineering mechanics, and today's topic is again moment of inertia, means continuation of the previous one. Let us today discuss about the built-up sections. Moment of inertia of a built-up sections. Okay. So in last class also we have discussed about the what is the built-up sections. Right. What is the built-up section, or the different types of built-up sections, how to make it a built-up sections, so which are called as the built-up sections, right? And where to use the built-up sections, and how to calculate the moment of inertia of a built-up sections. Okay, this is what we have discussed in the last class. Right. Now again, let us objectives at the end of this session. So we will be able to know about the built-up sections. Okay, know the procedure to calculate the moment of inertia of built-up sections. Right. So first of all, what is mean by built-up sections? What is mean by built-up sections? So built-up sections are nothing but which are the sections in combination of two or more sections combined together to form a single section, right? So to form a single section are called as a built-up sections, right? So it can be generally it is a rolled steel sections. Generally, what we do is that built-up section is nothing but the rolled steel sections along with some additional attachments. Okay, so additional attachments like flange plates or and this is one example, like a flange plates in one example. Whereas we can go with the other thing is that either we can add two angles to two channel sections back to back or toe to toe, right? So one more thing is that like this I will show it with the diagram also, so that it will be very clear. So rolled steel section with added attachments. So for example, let us say an I section, for example, right? So when to use means when the load carrying capacity of the single section is not sufficient. Okay, so it is generally some limitations there. In if you see the steel tables, only up to certain dimensions they are available. The sections are ready-made sections are available. Rolled, they are called rolled steel sections. Okay, rolled into standard sections, steel sections, having all the properties are given to that, known to that one, and calculated and tabulated in a book called as a steel tables. Okay, so those are called rolled steel sections. Rolled steel sections may be I section, a T section, right? So a T section also called as a rolled steel section, and right, a T section or channel section, right? So channel section also called as a rolled steel sections, right? This is single channel section, right? And angle section, right? So angle sections is nothing but this is nothing but angle section, equal angle or unequal angle, whatever it may be. And generally other than this one, plates also called steel sections, plates, flats, okay, and tubular sections. Tubular section means hollow circular. Tubular sections, all this, and solid sections, that may be circular, that may be solid section, may be a circular or it may be a square shape. Okay, different varieties are available, right? And square sections also there, solid sections. Okay, so these are the some of the rolled steel sections. Almost I have covered everything, right? So these are the single rolled steel sections, right? So you can design a I section, you can design a T section, you can design an angle section, you can design a channel section, you can design a flat, sorry, not flat, plates. Flats also there. So it is a flats means area sections that the thickness will be lesser and area will be more. Okay, generally it is a plates for the use, and flats are there are hollow circular sections. Nowadays is very common to use in structural members, hollow circular sections, and solid circular and solid rectangular, solid square sections. That is some of the common general type of sections, right? So when the load is, let us say, a beam here, you are designing a beam. Okay, beam section. So generally this is most commonly used section. Okay, so beam means this is I section is the most commonly used section. In that beam section, entire bending, generally beam is nothing but it will be combination of bending and shear. So bending is taken by the flanges and shear is taken by the web. Okay, that is very common section. Most widely used sections are nothing but beams are nothing but I sections, right? So for example, if the load is lighter loads are there, you can go with the single section, single I section with a smaller size. If it is little more load is there, then you can go with the heavier sections. But if at all load is very much higher, then what we do is nothing but we have to go for this single section alone is not sufficient to take the loads. Okay, so the single section is not alone sufficient to take the entire load. So for that one, what we do is that we do some add the additional members. Okay, so additional members, of course, for example, if you are taking a designing team, means in this case what we do is that this is a possibility, so we will add some additional plates like this. Okay, some additional plates means well, that may be one, that may be two, that may be three, that may be n numbers, depends on the load. Okay, load and requirement is as per our site condition design requirements. So we will go for the one or two plates generally. Okay, one plate or two plates or three plates, right? So generally that will be added, right? That may be addition, maybe on only on one side or it may be on both sides, depends on again as per design requirements. Okay, so like that we will add some additional plates. Even T sections also some plates if it is required, some T sections are already here, right? And if this channel sections are there, channel section generally it is a one single channel is used. Otherwise, if the load is not sufficient, what we do is that we will add some more channels like this, one more channel like this, just like it is a to form like a box. Okay, to form like a box. There are two individual sections, right? But they are combined together to act as a single member. For that one, what we do is that some additional plates are provided. Okay, some additional are provided, and these two plates are along with these two members, like they are joined by this like bolt nut bolts or rivets, or it may be welding. Okay, any one type of connections, they are called connections. There are two members are connected with some means, either riveting or bolting or whatever it is, right? And these two are connected by some means of riveting or bolting or welding, some means. So that this member, if you do like this entire section will act like a single member. Similarly here also it is some sort of welding or nut bolts are provided like this. Okay, so either there should be some connection shall be there. Without connection it will, they will act as individual members, there is no use of. Okay, built up sections, the wire means they are combined together to act as a single member. Those are called built up sections, right? So this is common type. And channel may be like this. Angles also maybe sometimes you maybe need to provide like this, two angles and another two angles like this. Sorry, another two angles, but generally all are equal size. Okay, so don't think that I'm showing little bit of different one, don't think that it is different, they are of single size. Okay, right? So they are, sorry, I'm very sorry, sorry, so little bit of differently drawn it. Okay, so like this, right? These four angles are formed, and again these are joined with some plates. Okay, some plates or even some with some small angles also you can join this, all this one. Okay, so that all four angles put together act like a single member. Okay, these are some of the common varieties. Okay, these again, these are either this corner is a welded connection to connect this with this, it may be welded here, or it may be welded here, or it may be you can have some sort of bolting or riveting like this. Okay, different varieties of connections. Okay, so connection may be anything, right? Like this they are prepared, a single member is prepared to carry the heavy loads. Okay, when the loads are heavier, so as per the design requirements you may be lead like this type, generally these are like this prepared, right? So these are called as a built up sections, right? So in these built up sections, we said this is a single section, this is called as a single rolled steel section, RSJ. Okay, RSJ means rolled steel sections, this is nothing but rolled steel sections, some with some additional. This entire, this let us say this section is, for example, if you say that ISMB 500, for example, these are designated like this. Okay, so ISMB 500 This is nothing but Indian standard medium beam. I sections are general called as beam sections. Okay, so medium generally it is again medium beams, heavy beams, light beams, wide beams. So there are different types of beams are there. So I have taken for example only IM Indian standard medium beam. Okay, it are having weight equal to 500, and again along with them we need to write the weight of that one also. For example, 50 Newton per meter. The weight is 50 Newton, for example. Now, this is not weight corresponding to this one. Just for example, I'm writing here like this. Okay, so ISMB 500 at 50 Newton per meter. That's what the designation of a beam section. Okay, you have to designate beam section like this, right? Which what is the type of section, with the height, what is the overall height, and at what height, what is the weight of this one section. That's what you will refer it. Okay, for in rolled steel section. Similarly, if you take the channel section, so these are right as a ISMC, and with the and so along with the height of that one, everything, right? Size of member like this we will write it. Similarly, angle sections are measured. So Indian standard angles. Indian standard angles. So in this one we will mention first L, one dimension, like this is one dimension, L into B into, right, L into B into thickness, right? So L into nothing but, for example, if it is a equal angle, then it will be 100 into 100 into, for example, let us say 10 mm, 10 mm or 8 mm, whatever the available size. Okay, 10 into 100, sorry, 100 into 100 into 8. Or if it is an unequal angle, so let us say it is 120 into 100 into 8 mm, for example, like this. Okay, they are designated like ISA, Indian Standard Angle. Okay, Indian Standard T section, IST, Indian Standard T sections. Okay, like this they are Indian Standard plates, Indian Standard flats, Indian Standard hollow circular sections. They are for everything it is some standard designation, means it is a names are to be given. Okay, so for that one, what is the place is attached. So this section entire, let us say 500 beam is there. This ISMB 500 means it is up to this point. This is okay. So this is ISMB 500. This is single section. So these properties of these sections are readily available in steel tables. Entire properties: moment of inertia about x axis, moment of inertia about y axis, what is centroidal distance, what is the overall height, what is the flange thickness, what is the web thickness, and what is the this root dimension, least radius of gyration. So everything, radius of gyration along the x along y. So everything. So almost all the properties those are required. Those are available in this one for this section. That is called as, we call it as steel tables. Okay, steel tables. Steel, not steam. Steam means generally mechanical people will use the steam tables. Steam, STEAM. Whereas we use the steel tables. Okay, steel tables. In that one, all these details are available. Properties of all the members, not only I sections, T section, channel section, individual section, not as a built-up sections. They are available as a single sections. Okay, only ISMB 500 details are available. But coming to the corresponding these plates, the size will be given to you, but you have to calculate a moment of inertia about this of these plates additionally. Okay, these I sections are available readily, and these plates you have to calculate the about the x about y. That is you need to calculate. Okay, so in this moment of inertia chapter, that's what our requirement is. Nothing but either it may be, of course I have shown here only I section, sometimes a channel section also may be there, or angles may be there. Okay, so like that you can form, it can be any type of member is there. So like that you have to form the what is called you have to prepare the steel table. I mean you have to calculate the moment of inertia accordingly, right? Now let us see what is theory which is given here. Rolled steel sections are designated by type of section, that is I or B, T or angle, and channel section followed by total depth in mm followed by weight per meter. Just now whatever I have explained. Okay, so example ISMB 250 Indian standard medium beam of 250 mm depth. It is an I section of total depth 250 mm. Okay, like that it is really designated. Okay, so this is okay, this is the standard designation. Coming to the properties of rollistic sections. Of course, in this moment of inertia, so many properties are there. But in this case, in our calculation of moment of inertia, what properties we need is nothing but for a rollistic sections, there may be whatever the type of section, it may be angle, it may be channel, it may be I section, it may be T section, whatever it may be. For that one, what we need is that we need the total area, okay, that is available in steel tables for the test section, and width and thickness of flange, that is also available, and position of centroid, that is will be given, of course, position of centroid for the T sections. Generally I sections are all are symmetrical sections, okay, in whatever roller steel section we use, I sections are nothing but symmetrical sections, okay. There will not be unsymmetrical section directly not available. If you want an unsymmetrical I section, you have to manufacture using the plates, okay. So that itself is a plate girders. Generally we use that type of sections in plate girders, okay. So with all available plates, we have to manufacture the built up sections, okay. That is a different thing, completely different thing. So that we don't need. So area, width and thickness of flange, position of centroid, moment of inertia about centroidal axis can be known from the steel tables. Like all this centroidal axis, moment of inertia also, you can say that why moment of inertia is already available, what we have to do. So this is, please see my friends, the moment of inertia available only for the single rolled steel sections. I have explained you previously. I section with two plates, only that I section moment of inertia is available, not the plates. Plates you have to calculate and add to the I section moment of inertia, appropriate moment of inertia, to get the total entire moment of inertia of a built up section. That's what the requirement here. That's what you have to do in this topic. Okay, that's what we are going to discuss in this class. Right? Attachments are added to strengthen the section or to improve the sectional properties. Okay, this why sir, why we need to add the top section? Attachments means some additional plates or channels at the top, means top or bottom or wherever it is. Requirement is nothing but to improve the load carrying capacity. That's what it is, to strengthen the member. Okay, or to improve the some sectional properties. Means some cases it is depth may be requirement, some requirements, some improve the properties, some properties may be required. Okay, so to improve that property, we will add these plates or some additional attachments in the form of plates, angles, or whatever it may be. Okay, so those are called built-up sections. Now let us go to the determination of moment of inertia of a built-up section. Let us see the procedure first. Okay, so rolled steel sections as a whole is not is taken as a single component. Means in the previous drawing I have shown you, the entire I section is to be taken as a single section, and the properties are, means all the properties means the area is known to you. From the steel tables you can note on the area, you can note on the sizes of the all the everything, and you can note on the moment of inertia about x and y. Everything is available from the steel tables. Of course, in your problem, means especially in your as far as engineering mechanics subjectives point of view, whatever the required properties that will be given in the question itself. Okay, of course you are not allowed to carry that steel tables, so not required at this stage. Okay, so generally that is all the details provided from the steel tables. Moment of inertia of the single sections, steel sections, rolled steel sections are provided to you directly in the problem, right? And again for this one you have to calculate the right. So but these single steel sections as a whole section you have to take, okay, and not divided into regular figures. But don't divide into flange separate, web separate, and bottom flange separate like this. You cannot divide that one. Okay, you are not supposed to divide like that. Attachments are taken as a separate components like a plates. Okay, attachment means generally I sections if you take, or channel sections if you take, and only additional plates are there. So additional plates are provided. Okay, additional components means additional plates are provided. Okay, the moment of inertia built up section is now determined by applying parallel axis theorem. So how to calculate the plates moment of inertia about x of the centroidal section? Means by applying the parallel axis theorem, just like we have done for the I section for the flanges and bottom flange, top flange, what we have done. So these are assuming the rectangle, we are applied a parallel axis theorem, we are calculated the moment of inertia about the centroidal x and centroidal y. The same thing here. Okay, we have to apply the parallel axis theorem and calculate the moment of inertia of the entire section, right? So of course it is if go on speaking the theory, so we may not able to remember properly what we have to do. But now let us go to the one, take a problem. So let us solve one problem on the built up section. Right. So a built up section is made up of an ISLB, means Indian Standard Light Beam, 300 attached with the flange plate and 150 mm by 20 mm at top and bottom. Okay. So this is an Indian Standard Light Beam. This I section is shown with the blue color, is nothing but it is a entire I section shown is a blue one. It's nothing but a single rolled steel sections, ISLB 300, that we shown in the blue. Okay. So and this additional flange plates are nothing but 150 by 20, the top and bottom. This 150 by 20, 150 by 20. These are nothing but flange plates at the top and bottom. Okay. This what do you call it? Brown color plates. This brown color that was shown in brown. Okay. So these are nothing but what do you call? Just a minute. Right. Now we are here. Okay. So for this I section properties are, it is given. I section properties that will, this entire thing is a question itself. Okay. So this is what we have to do, a built up section shown made up of ISLB attached to the. This is a figure. And for this ISLB means only this blue colored portion, that's why I section. For that one, what is the area? 3260 mm square. IXX is equal to 27.31 into 10 to the power 6, means about centroidal axis of this plate, about its centroidal axis, and IOY is equal to 6.82 into 10 to the power 6 mm to the power 4. Okay, so that is nothing but the given problem. Okay, there is a given IXX of the I section only given, not for the plates. Okay, please be remember. Okay, these are additional plates. So this moment of inertia, this IXX, and in this one it is not covered. If that is covered, what is the meaning of this determining moment of inertia? Okay, that's what the problem. So this moment of inertia of this I section is given to you, only I section. Okay, and using this moment of inertia of I section, IXX, IYY, and area and this depth. Okay, so and this flange additional flange plate dimensions, we have to calculate that, determine the moment of inertia about centroidal axis of the built up section. Okay, including this plates. Okay, so for then we have to calculate the moment of inertia. That's what the problem, right? Okay, just please think a minute for how to calculate the moment of inertia. Okay, so right now let us see what you have understood. Just recollect what we have to do. Right now, let us. I will show you the solution. So I will explain you here. So let me see once again. Yeah. I think problem solved. So this is our section. In this here, I will show you entire thing what is required. Okay. This is of course. If you see this figure, right? I section. This is an I section. One plate at top, one plate at bottom. Okay, and those are of equal size, 150 by 20, 150 by 20 of equal size. As of course, our I sections always symmetrical as a single section. As a single section, I sections, all rolled steel sections are rolled steel. I sections are symmetrical about the both axes. Okay, so they are symmetrical about the both axes. As a single I section, they are always symmetrical about the both axes, symmetrical about both x-axis as well as y-y axis. Okay, as a single I section. Not talking about this additional built-up sections. I'm talking about single I section, means this blue colored section as a single section. They always, all the rolled steel sections, all rolled steel I sections are symmetrical about the both axes. Please be remember. Okay, so why I am stressing this symmetrical about both axes? Symmetrical about both axes is nothing but if it is the section is symmetrical about the both axes, right? So what calculations it becomes very easy? What calculation becomes easy? Just you think it, right? Yes, your centroid calculation becomes very much easier. Not even easier. It is directly by seeing the figure itself we can able to say that where the centroid lies. That's much simpler. Okay, if it is symmetrical about the both axes. Why? How can you say? So while discussing the centroid topics, we have discussed axis of symmetry. Okay, what is the importance of axis of symmetry? The centroid always lies on the axis of symmetry. Okay, the centroid always lies on the axis of symmetry. This is one property, right? If it is the member is symmetric about one axis, okay, any one axis, either xx or yy, then what we can say that the centroid lies on that axis of symmetry, and other we have to calculate, right? But in this case, I am saying what is the other property? Okay, that first property is nothing but moment of centroid lies on the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry. Whereas other thing, other property is nothing but the centroid is nothing but it is a point. The intersection centroid is nothing but intersection point of axis of symmetry. Okay, centroid is nothing but intersection point of axis of symmetry. That's what we have discussed. Okay, because I am once again every time I'm stressing because this axis of symmetry and same centroid calculation, because it is the first part. If you make a mistake in centroid itself, that's all, forget about the moment area calculation, moment of inertia calculation. Okay, so that's why you have to be very careful that centroid calculation shall be correct. Okay, then only every possibility that you may get a moment of inertia also correct answer. Okay, that's why I'm every time I'm stressing and even insisting in calculation of centroids every time. Okay, now also let us see this in this one. So what's the last sentence we have discussed? The centroid is nothing but it's an intersection point of axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is nothing but, let us say this is centroidal xx and this is centroidal symmetry. You can I said that this is symmetric x-axis, this is symmetric y-axis. Where the centroid lies? It's nothing but this intersection point. So this is nothing but intersection centroid. It's nothing but point of intersections of two axes, two symmetric axes. Two axes of symmetry is nothing but our centroid. Okay, centroid. This is nothing but our centroid. So it is I already said that it is symmetric about xx as well as yy. So once it is symmetric about xx and yy, so where the centroid lies? Very simple. What is the total depth of the beam? Total depth of the beam is nothing but this one. 300 is nothing but total depth of the beam. Okay, total depth of the beam is nothing but 300. So where the centroid lies? Where the centroid lies for the I section, symmetric I section. If it is total is this one, symmetry is nothing but equal distance. Equal distance is nothing but this is 150. So this centroid is 150 from here. Right? Similarly, 150 from, sorry, not here. So 150 from here. Right? So this is nothing but your use of your axis of symmetry. Directly you got the y bar. Okay, this is equal to y bar from here. But if you want from here, so again this, if you see the plates, this is 150 by 20, this is also 150 by 20. Means equal. This is 20 is there, this side 20 is there. Obviously it is, once it is said that it's equal means it is symmetric about both axes again. So it's nothing but from again this is a 20. Additionally it is a 20 mm here, 20 mm here. So if you want from the bottom, what is the y bar? What is the y bar? So bottom of plate is equal to y bar is equal to 150 plus 20. It's nothing but 170. Y bar is equal to 170. Okay, without any calculation, how can I can able to say this answer is nothing but because it is a symmetry. Okay, symmetric about the x-axis. Now if it is symmetric about y-axis, of course in this case it is symmetric about y-axis. What is the x bar? It's again very simple, simpler than this y bar. So it is simply, it is what is the, where it lies. Simply it is off distance. Off distance is nothing but 150 by 2 means 75. That's all. X bar equal to 75. Half of your problem is over. Okay, centroid calculation. Very simple. Now we have to calculate the moment of inertia. Right. Now let us go to the next slide. Let us see that. Right. So this one. Right. So the given built-up section is symmetric about both axes. So x bar is equal to 75, y bar is equal to 170. That's what we have discussed. Okay. Now x bar and y bar already over. Now let us go to the moment of inertia directly. How to calculate the moment of inertia? So moment of inertia about centroidal x-axis of the entire built-up section. This is x-axis, capital X-axis is nothing but centroidal x-axis of the entire section, and this y-y is nothing but centroidal y-y axis of the entire section. Right. So in this one, how to calculate the center moment of inertia? Now, as our while discussing the procedure for moment of inertia built-up sections, what we have discussed, this I section shall be taken as a single section. Okay, because it's a rolled steel section. We don't know individually the dimension. What is the flange thickness here, and what is the web thickness, and what is the flange thickness here, what is the width of flange. Everything is not given to us. Okay, not known to us. Only the problem what he has given, the moment of inertia of the about I section about x-axis is given, right, and moment of area is given, and IYY is given. That's all. And height, of course, this height is known to you from this one. Okay, this entire height here to here, it is already known to you. That we can know. Right? Knowing these properties, we have to calculate the moment of inertia built-up section. How to calculate? Right? Now let us see. Moment of inertia of your built-up section Ix is equal to, so moment of inertia of I section as a single. Okay, moment of inertia of I section plus moment of inertia of plates, moment of inertia of plates about centroidal x-axis. About centroidal x means moment of inertia these plates, one at flat, one at top, one at bottom. These plates about centroidal x-axis of the entire section. Okay, that is nothing but moment of inertia of plates about centroidal x-axis of the entire figure. Okay, it's part of two parts. One is this one and the other. What is the moment? This first one is what? Moment of inertia of I section about its centroidal axis. About its centroidal axis already given, that is given the problem. But one thing, if you observe, the centroid of your single I section and centroidal x-axis of the single I section and centroidal x-axis of the entire built-up section coincides. Okay, how can you say that it is coincides? Because if you calculate the centroidal distance here, so what is the centroidal distance? It is y bar at a distance of, without only single I section. What is single I section y bar? Single I section y bar is equal to how much? 300 by 2 means 150. Right? If you want including plates, how much it becomes? Total depth becomes how much? 300 plus 20 plus 20 means how much? 300 plus 20 plus 20, 340. 340 from here, total depth. 340 total depth. Right. So this is 300. Our beam is 300. So this is up to here only. So this is 300 and this is 340. Including plates, it is 340. Only I section 300. How do you know that about 300? This is 300. There is nothing but depth. Okay. So for only I section, y bar is equal to how much? 150. From here it is 150. For entire built-up section, what is the y bar? Because it is symmetrical. So what is the moment of centroid? 340 by 2 means 170. See this 170. I'm talking about only you don't see the numbers. From where you also see 170 from where? 170 from here. Okay, so 170 from here. So what about from here? 170. If you want to centroid from here, it is 170 minus 20 means 150. From here it is 150. Here also it is one. For I section also it is 150 only. That's why you can say that the centroidal XX of the I section and centroidal XX of the built-up section is coinciding, means it is same. Okay, that's why it is in the case of moment of inertia calculation, IXX calculation. So directly you can use the moment of inertia of XX directly without taking the it is called without any what is called parallel axis theorem. No, not required the parallel axis theorem. No requirement of parallel axis theorem apply. Only you have to apply the parallel axis theorem for plates, because plate centroid is lying here. Okay, centroid plate centroid axis of the plates are nothing but here. But we need the moment of inertia about this axis, means it is somewhere some distance apart. So in that case only we need the, so it is parallel axis theorem, not for the I section. Okay, both IXX as well as IYY, both cases it is not required at all. Okay, now let us calculate the moment of inertia. So what is the moment of inertia of IXX? Just go back to the previous problem, 27.31. So it is nothing but moment of inertia of a I section is nothing but 27.31. So 27.31 into 10 to the power of 6. Don't forget about 10 to the power of 6. If you forget about 10 to the power of 6, that's all. Your answer is goes wrong. So 27.31. Now this is because I am not applying parallel, not required use of parallel axis theorem, because both are XX and XX of the I section and XX of your entire section are coinciding. That's why I am not using the parallel axis theorem. Next, plus moment of inertia of plates about centroidal axis. Now take the plates. But the plates moment of inertia about its centroidal axis, about centroidal means this is. So it is nothing but BD cube by 12. B is nothing but 150 into D cube. D cube is nothing but 20 cube by 12. Because already we know the procedure. Okay, how to calculate the, so how to use the parallel axis theorem. We have solved n number of problems. Okay, so plus 150 into BD cube by 12 only about its about this rectangle, about its centroidal axis. Okay, but we not about this centroidal axis, we need about this axis. So what we have to do, we have to apply the parallel axis. What is the parallel axis theorem? Moment of inertia of its centroidal axis plus AH square. What is the area? Area is nothing but 150 into 20. It is nothing but 3000. 3000 into H square. Now see the H. What is the H? H is nothing but from where to where? From here, the centroid of this one to centroid of this one. This is H. How to calculate? From here to here already we discussed that 150. 150 plus this is up to 150. From here to here it is nothing but 20 by 2, 10. So 150 plus 10, 160. So this is nothing but 160. So this is 160 square. Okay, so this is 160 square. Right, so this is for the one plate, this is for the one plate. If you want the two plates, just to multiply with the 2 here or here. Okay, at the end or at the starting, just multiply with the 2, so that unnecessarily need not write both 2 times again. Here once again plus be 150 plus 20 cube by 12 plus 3000 plus 160 square, because for this plate or this plate it will be same. Okay, we'll get the this moment of inertia as same, because it is same distance apart, because it is already symmetric. Okay, symmetric means whatever the part this side is there, so all the same part and the other side also. So that's why it is same moment of inertia, same formula, everything you will get the distance, everything is same. So that's why need not calculate again, need not write again also, just you multiply with the 2. That indicates that 2 plates. Okay, 2 plates moment of inertia, that indicates this 2. Right, this is for one plate. If you want 2 plates, they are equal distance, they are same distance as from the x axis, you can multiply with the 2 and stop writing again. Right, so this is a single, don't multiply with this one. This is the only single I section is there. This is single I section moment of inertia. Don't multiply 2 with this one, because there are no 2 sections, only one I section is there. Okay, so that's why it is you have to like that, you have to calculate the moment of inertia about x axis. But in this case y axis is very simple. Okay, because it is symmetric section, so IYY is very simple. So IYY is equal to, because the centroidal axis of the all centroidal axis of the centroidal y axis of the entire section coinciding with the individual centroids of the all the figures, including plates also. Okay, plate centroid also lies 150 by 2, means same center. all are coinciding. That's why no need to apply here parallel axis theorem for the plates also. Section already, however, it is passing, but even the plates also it is passing. So no need to apply the parallel axis theorem. That's why I by y is equal to how much? So what is I by y? 6.82. So 6.82 into 10 to the power of 6. 6.82 into 10 to the power of 6 plus what is the plate's moment of inertia about y axis? It's nothing but 20 into 150 cube. Don't forget about it is dB cube. Okay, dB cube by 12. So don't write blindly. That's again 150 into 20 cube. That's all. It's my mistake. Okay, into 20 into 150 cube by 12. This is for one section, one plate. So for the two plates means just multiply with the 2. Again, don't multiply with the entire 2 with it all this one, even including IY section. That's wrong. Okay, this only IY section, entire section is single section. Okay, don't think that it is two plates are there again like that. Don't think that. This is 6.82 into 10 to the power 6, but entire I section, including flanges, web, everything. Okay, now calculate the moment of xx and y. That's how we have to calculate this type of problems. Now let us see this one just once 1 minute. Just you observe it. Let us. I will show the remaining one. Right. Now let us go to the solution. So x bar or y bar already discussed. This is the top and bottom plates areas A1 and A3. So A2, what is A2? Where is A2 got? Just think. A2 is nothing but your I section as a whole. Okay, I section as a whole, including flange, bottom flange, top flange, and web, all including, that is nothing but A2, right? See, this y1 is equal to 10 mm, y2 is equal to 330. So everything is already calculated. Yeah. So A2, this is a single section, I section, right? Applying parallel axis, and the moment of inertia of centroidal x axis can be determined by, right? So we have applied a parallel axis theorem, but this is one plate, this is another plate, this one is I section. Okay, so yeah, so this is for the one plate, this is another plate, right? And this one is for the I section. So if you see this one I section 27.31 into 2 plus he has added something. So be see carefully, observe it. He has added into, he has applied the parallel axis theorem for this also I section also, right? But if you see this one, what is this one? H 170 minus 170 means it is becoming 0. Okay, so if you apply the parallel axis theorem, it becomes 0. Okay, in case of this, both axes are coinciding, right? Already we have seen several problems like this. So if at all, if you don't write like this also, it is nothing wrong. Okay, even you can eliminate this step also. You need not write this one. Okay, even if you don't write like this, even still it is your correct. Okay, don't think that you have to write again, put so that it see that it becomes 0. No, need not worry about it. Okay, just you write it one, that's enough for us. Okay, this is one plate, 150 into 20 cube by 12 plus 3000 into 170 minus 10 is 160. Already I have discussed, and it is again, this also becomes 160 only, right? So like this, you have to calculate the x axis, x 181.11 into 10 to the power 6, right? If you see this one, if just by adding two plates, one at top and one at bottom, of 150 into 20 cube, 20 thickness at top and bottom, the single I section moment of inertia is 27.31, whereas as a built-up section it is increased to 181.11 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, so as a single I section area is 3600. As the two plates are additional plates, the moment of is just adding area equal to 6000. Okay, 6000 means another 3000, 2400 mm square area. What is the moment of inertia? How many times it is increased? Means if you say for 30 also, 30 into 6 times it is increasing. Just area doubled, but the moment of inertia increased by 6 times. Okay, that's what it's important of built-up sections. Okay, just by putting an additional area of how much? So 3600 is an I section area. How much am I added? 3000 here, 3000 means how much I added? 6000 I have added. 6000 plus 6000 means out of 6000 how much? 6000 means it is almost double. Okay, twice. If I added twice the area, means 2 times additional area, giving a moment of inertia 6 times more. Okay, giving in a moment of inertia more than 6 times, even not 6 times, more than 6 times area. Right, that's what the built-up sections advantages. Right, next, moment of inertia about centroidal y axis can be determined by applying parallel axis theorem as. So it is see this one, 75 minus 75, 75 minus 75, 75 minus 75. I said that not to apply the parallel axis theorem because y axis of the figure and y axis of the individual plates, moment of, and I section as well as bottom plate, all are coinciding the y axis of the entire section. Okay, and I even asked to not to use this one at all this one, not to use this one, but he has written, but what is the use? So it's becoming 0, this is becoming 0, so this is becoming 0. That's why even you need not write also. If you write just like this, still your answer is perfect. Okay, you will get a correct answer and that will be valid answer. Okay, still you will get the full marks. Don't think that you have to write like this one also. But only thing is that to show that it is becomes 0, because it is the concept. To show the concept, it was given like this. Right, so this is about calculation of moment of inertia over symmetrical axis can be obtained directly by using appropriate equation without applying parallel axis. And that's what it is saying. Whatever I have done it here, this was written here. Okay, moment of inertia about symmetric axis can be obtained directly by using appropriate equation without applying parallel axis theorem. So we have applied here parallel axis, is not required. Just without applying the parallel axis theorem, we can calculate. That's what it is given here. The same sentence it is shown, no as in not. Right, so like this you have to calculate the moment of inertia of the built-up section. Right, okay, so let us stop here. So moment of inertia calculations.